Hello students. So as promised, after job application letter, let us discuss about how to write resume. Resume is the summary of your education, training, experiences, skills, any complementary courses that you have done, your hobbies, interests, and different languages that you know. It may be computer language or general languages. So it's a summary of everything. That is called resume. Instead of summary, let me modify it. It is not only summary but the highly relevant information relevant to the position that you are applying for, relevant to the vacancy or the job that you are applying for. In a nutshell, in a very brief manner, whatever you incorporate on one piece of paper, that piece of paper is called resume. There are two terms relevant to this, similar to this, that we sometimes synonymously use, that is biodata and curriculum vitae. But biodata mostly concentrates over your personal details, and nowadays, unless and until it is required, please do not mention your personal details. And curriculum vitae highlights your academics, but resume is highly relevant information related to your previous job, related to different skills, different roles that you have performed so far, related to trainings that you have undergone, related to different projects that you have done, maybe the research work that you have done, but everything which is related and highly relevant to the position that you are applying for, in a very brief manner, when you incorporate it on a piece of paper, that piece of paper is called your resume. So I hope the thing is clear. Nobody is going to ask you the definition of resume, but unless and until we understand what exactly resume is, we won't be able to earn it and we won't be able to frame it properly. Yes, earning. In my previous session also, I always highlight and emphasize earning resume. Instead of writing resume, if you focus more on earning resume, directly or indirectly, you will be benefited. Now, what is this earning? But before that, I have framed some sentence. I want everyone to please note it down. The sentence goes like this: one cannot write resume. One cannot write resume unless it is earned. Just writing very effective resume is not enough. Just writing very effective resume is not enough. It has to be reflected in your personality. आप सिर्फ रेज्यूमे अच्छा लिखना ये बड़ी बात नहीं होती है, और आप रेज्यूमे लिख नहीं पाओगे जब तक उसको अर्न नहीं करोगे. अगर आपके पास लिखने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है तो आप लिखोगे क्या? रेज्यूमे यानी समरी तो छोड़ दो, अगर आपके पास कुछ भी नहीं है, फ्रेशर हो आपने जस्ट डिप्लोमा किया है, डिग्री की, इन बिटवीन कुछ एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, तो लिखोगे क्या आप? आपने कुछ भी नहीं किया थ्रू आउट 3 years और 4 years ऑफ योर डिग्री. तो इसलिए मैंने ये सेंटेंस बनाया है कि just writing resume, effective resume is not enough, and you cannot write resume unless it is earned by you throughout your student life, or maybe throughout your life. You can earn resume throughout your life up to your retirement. You can go on writing and earning, and after retirement also there are so many people, they made it big in the market. Yesterday itself I came to know about the story of the Havells Electricals, that how after the retirement the person started this particular business of Havells, the fans and all the electrical equipments, and now the turnover is almost 1000 crores. So earning resume and earning position or earning business or making business does not stop because of your age, or any time you can start it. Our point is that you have to earn resume, and then only you would be able to frame it. For framing, anybody can help you, but for earning, only you can help yourself throughout your student life. So please start earning your resume, and how to earn resume, I have already prepared one video. Go and have a look at it. So let us see how it is written. First of all, take A4 size page, or maybe open a new Word file, A4 size page, left margin line at the top, you can write down your name as a candidate. Please do not write resume. There are so many people, they entitle it. There is no need to entitle it. You can simply write down at the left margin side your name, like Ram Bhaskar Patil. complete correspondence address, then your email address, everything left aligned. Then one by one, then your email ID, after that your mobile number, and at the same space go to right margin line. There you can paste your current or latest passport size photograph. Sometimes it may happen that we have 20 photographs or 8 photographs somewhere, we have put them in the folder, and whenever we want to write, we type the resume and we paste that particular photo. Sometimes the photograph is not good, or maybe it is maybe when you were 18 years old or maybe 16 years old at that time, and you keep on pasting it. Please don't do that, it is not professional. So your latest passport size photo you can paste. If you don't paste it, it's okay, it is not compulsory, but if you paste it, that would be good enough, or add it, something added. After that, leave one line, or type one line, and then you write down your career objective. Now what is this career objective? Career objective means what do you want to do in your life, in your career. There are so many people, they talk about this career objective. There are so many websites, there are so many experts, so many speakers, they have talked about this, how to write this career objective and all. Please don't get overwhelmed by their ideas. They may talk so many things. Of course, they have researched the things, they have experienced it, but as of now, you must understand that you should write your career objective in such a manner which is relevant to the position that you are applying for, which is relevant to the education or the training that you have taken, and it is highly achievable. If I write that I want to be a managing director of an institute, then I should have that kind of training first of all in my hand. And if I am applying for the position of a junior engineer, and if I am writing the career objective, I want to be a managing director, sometimes there is a huge gap between the position that you are applying for and your career objective. So please make sure that there is no huge gap between the position that you are applying for and the career objective that you have written. Fine. Because there are so many questions based on this career objective the person may ask you in your personal interview. So when you are writing a career objective, it should be brief, it should be achievable, and there shouldn't be huge gap between the position that you are applying for and what you are writing as a career objective. And don't write by using some fancy words and all. If you don't relate with those words and all, don't get overwhelmed by something that you have written or something that you have read or listened on internet. Don't get overwhelmed by, or don't get carried away. Sometimes it may happen that we want our resume should look good, and that's why we keep on writing some difficult words over there that we don't understand, or sometimes we go to the dictionary and try to understand it. No, don't do that. Simple. Keep it simple and achievable. My word is achievable. After that, whatever skills, educations that you have, point wise you can mention. The point should be left margin sign, put a colon, and then explain something related to that scale point. First thing that you can talk about skills. Whatever skills you have, you can mention that you are good at maybe drawing, you are good at mathematics, you are good at whatever you are good in, whatever skills you have. Skills means you are an expert of that field. You have to mention those skills. Highly relevant to the position that you have applied for, number 1. Then as per the relevance, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After skills, you can mention experience. Again, whatever experience is required by that position, if you have that, mention it at the first position, and then second, third, fourth does not mean that you should incorporate something irrelevant experience. No, whatever is relevant or maybe partially relevant to the position that you are applying for, if you have that kind of experience, mention it. After that, you can also talk about the research and projects that you have undertaken. Maybe while completing your diploma and degree, or after degree also, you have undertaken some research, you have published some papers, you have worked on some formula, maybe any theorem that you have worked, maybe any project that you have undertaken on graduation level, post graduation level, or diploma level, you can mention it. After that, you can talk about your education and whatever experience, skill, or research work or project that you will talk. Latest first, and then in reverse order you have to mention. For example, in education, if I want to mention ME, then I've done ME in mechanical engineering. So first of all ME, then BE, then diploma, and then 10th. So this is how you have to mention everything: skills, experience, job, different companies that you have worked in. If you want to mention the different companies, the current one initially, and then reverse order you have to mention it. After that, and in education also, you can mention your qualification, ME. If your marks are really good, maybe first class with distinction, you can mention it. If you have done it from good reputed college, you can mention it. If it is not from good and reputed college or reputed university, there is no need to mention. Why to highlight something negative or your weaknesses? But if it is really your strength that you have done from IIT or from good colleges like VJTI, or maybe any government institute that you have done your diploma and degree, you can mention it. After education, you can mention your awards and titles. Whatever titles you have earned and whatever awards you have been awarded with, if they are relevant to the position that you are applying for, mention it. Not all the awards that you have to mention. The award that will definitely increase your chances of getting the job or getting a personal call for the interview. Only those awards and titles you have to mention. And the same is applicable to the next point, that is hobbies and interests. If your hobbies and interests improve or increase your chances of getting a personal interview call, mention them. Relevance, again I'm talking about the relevance. If the job position is for English teacher, and if you mention that swimming is my hobby, or maybe dancing is my interest, so sometimes there is no relevance between what you are applying for and what you are talking about. So you must understand this. And then you can also talk about the languages known. It may be computer languages or it may be the general languages like English, Hindi, Marathi, Telugu. You have to mention that. Not only the languages, you can also mention that you can talk, you can write, and you can read in that particular language. If any foreign language is there, that would be an added advantage for you if you are applying for any position which is of any multinational company. After that, any computer course or complementary courses or computer knowledge that you have, you can mention it. There are so many small courses available while completing your graduation and post graduation, or maybe diploma, or during your break of 40 days you can complete those courses related to your field. It may be mechanical, it may be IT, or it may be chemical. If you have done that, that would be an added advantage. And finally, your signature and name. So this is how, in a nutshell, I told you about the resume. Again, the tips are same. Proofread it. Anything which is not relevant, anything which is not authentic, don't mention it. If you do not have black and white proof of any certificate, of any course that you have done or you have not done, if you do not have the certificate, please don't mention it. And further, I would say, doesn't matter you have done any complementary course, doesn't matter you have authentic certificate of it, but if you do not have updated knowledge, please don't mention it. Please upgrade yourself, because any course that you do or anything that you study, sometimes it becomes outdated. So further, what you have done, the person would be interested in. So please, if you do not have authentic proof of anything, don't mention, don't lie in resume, because once you are asked a question related to what you have incorporated in your resume, and if you fail to answer, the person will doubt about your integrity, your commitment, and you may be rejected. So please do not lie, do not bluff. As far as possible, your resume should be maximum 2 pages. If it is 1 page, more than enough, but maximum 2 pages. And when you are writing the resume in 2 pages, at the bottom of the first page, mention page number 1 out of 2, and in the second page, in continuation, you must mention your name and address, and then continue the second page, and at the bottom of the second page, mention page number 2 out of 2. So it is expected from you that you should cover your resume in 1 page or maximum 2 pages. Rest of the technicalities, as we discussed in job application letter also, that the left margin side, the space should be 1.5 inch, rest of the sides 1 inch, the spacing should be 1.5 paragraph spacing. The style should be either Calibri or Times New Roman. The font size should be between 10 to 12. If more data, 10. Lesser data, lesser information, up to 12 or 11, you can go for it. Proofread whatever you have done again and again. You can show it to another expert, incorporate it. If you feel that I have missed something or I have added something extra which is redundant, which is not necessary, delete it further. Once you take the printout, again go through it. It may happen that because of some pressure you might have left something, or you might want to add something. You can go and change the copy, sign it, and then forward it. If it is expected that you should mail the job application letter and resume, what kind of format the people want, it may be PDF format, it may be Word format, or whatever format, make sure that it should be compatible in all the version, because Windows 10, Windows 12, these versions, they matter. And if it is not opened in that particular format, sometimes you may miss the opportunity and they may not get back to you कि भाई आपका जो फाइल है वो खुल नहीं रहा है. So PDF is preferred as far as possible. You send it, but if they have their own website and they want in their own particular format your resume and your job application to be filled, you have to fill it in that format only. So this is how you have to write your job application letter and resume. I wish you good luck. Please, I'm not sharing a specimen copy of resume. The reason behind it, you people simply look at the resume copy and accordingly copy it. I don't want it. I want it based on this information. You grab your idea and then pen down. You don't know whatever resume that are available in the market or on the internet. You may create something good, and that can be uploaded online, and that can be a specimen for others. So I wish you that you should create such a resume which would be a specimen and others can follow it. Thank you. Good luck.